What is global warming? The world is getting hotter, and humans are responsible. That's the short version. If you were asked to explain how global warming works, could you? Take a moment to try to explain to yourself how virtually all climate scientists think the Earth is warming. What is the physical or chemical mechanism? Don't feel bad if you struggle to come up with an explanation, because in this video, I will explain how global warming works.
You may have heard of global climate change, which is often called global warming. Whether or not people accept that humans are causing global warming, most folks have an opinion about it. But how much do regular people understand the science of climate change? Let's see and find out.
Okay, guys, so just for clarification, I'm going to interview three people, and I'm going to ask them three questions each. First question that I'm going to ask is, what is global warming? Second question, do you think humans are the main contributors to global warming? And the last question is, how can we reduce global warming? Yeah, that's it. Just for
The planet heating up because of, I guess, the second question from human activity throughout the decades, and now it's just all collecting, like all the smog and mostly the smog and all the pollution that the factories and junk like that make, and plus all the toxic, just everything in our atmosphere. It's gonna heat it up eventually, right? And what can we do is, I don't know, maybe have more regulations on what we can burn and what the. But there's really no control over it. I don't think there's any control, but because all countries would have to, the whole world would have to do the same thing and regulate stuff. That's my opinion.
So first question was, what's my views on global warming? I believe that global warming is Earth in general heating up, which I think is a disaster to happen. Two, I think humans are responsible for global warming because I feel like we driving cars that let go of pollution is affecting our environment. Three, personally, I believe that everyone should drive a hybrid or electric car because that way we are not burning fossil fuel into the air and destroying our climate.
Thank you.
So like global warming is the change of the weather, and how like right now as we see we're in November and it's like really like hot and it's barely raining or anything. We're almost at December. We've only seen rain like 1 week or 2 weeks, you know. Second question?
second question is, do you think humans are the main contributors to global warming?
I think humans are the main contributors to global warming because nowadays we have cars, we have natural gas, we have all this stuff polluting our earth, which is getting into the atmosphere, which is causing our earth to warm, which is the greenhouse gases, which is causing our earth to warm. And then the other one.
Last question is, how can we reduce global warming?
Okay, how we could reduce global warming is by, all the tips that people say to save energy. Well, that will be the best contributor. And I feel like we should carpool more and probably just like ride buses, and just so that all the cars that we use, all the gas and engine is not polluting the earth anymore. Yeah.
Thank you. So now that we have heard what other people have to say about global warming, allow me to explain what global warming really is, along with why humans are the main contributors to global warming, and how we can not stop, but reduce global warming. Here we go. First,
Here's how Earth's temperature works without considering how humans influence it. The Earth absorbs light from the sun, which is mostly visible light. To release that light energy, Earth also emits light, but because the Earth is cooler than the sun, it emits lower energy, infrared light. So Earth's surface essentially transforms most of the visible light it gets from the sun into infrared light. Greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, such as methane and carbon dioxide, let visible light pass through, but absorb infrared light, causing the atmosphere to retain heat. This energy can be absorbed and emitted by the atmosphere many times before it eventually returns to outer space. The added time this energy hangs around has helped keep Earth warm enough to support life as we know it. Without this greenhouse effect caused by these greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, the Earth's average surface temperature would be about 50 degrees Fahrenheit cooler, which is below the freezing point for ice. So in case you're wondering, how have humans changed things? Since the dawn of the industrial age around the year 1750, atmospheric carbon dioxide has increased by 40% and methane has almost tripled. These increases cause extra infrared light absorption, meaning an extra greenhouse effect, which has caused Earth to heat above its typical temperature range. In other words, energy that gets to Earth has an even harder time leaving it, causing Earth's average temperature to increase and producing global climate change. One way we can decrease global warming is by recycling. Recycling is very important. Recycle. Another way you can decrease global warming is by walking to your destination instead of, driving a car. And it's also good for your health. So yeah. Or you can carpool. To wrap up, I'll quickly summarize the mechanism of global climate change in a simpler way. So basically, Earth transforms sunlight, visible energy, into infrared light. And infrared energy leaves Earth slowly because it's absorbed by greenhouse gases. As people produce more greenhouse gases, energy leaves Earth even more slowly, rising Earth's temperature even more than it already has gone up. And that's how global warming happens. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.